What's up, everybody? Welcome back to I Want Entertainment. We are here with the final 8 gamers here in Gamers Paradise 4. However, 8 will become 7 by the end of the night. Before we have the safe gamers cast their debugs, we're going to start with some questions just to get a gauge of how everybody's feeling, where people's heads are at, how the game's going. Because before you know it, we will be at the gauntlet. Most of you will be jurors, and 2 will be vying for the title of Ultimate Gamer. Let's start this off with Peyton. Peyton, you won yourself CPU, if I'm not mistaken. That gave you guaranteed safety here in the elevated survival chain. What was your initial reaction when Drew revealed how the survival chain was going to work?
Well, it was shocking, I think, for everyone because I was like, but no, yeah, it was shocking. But like in retrospect, it shouldn't have been shocking because like what else was the fucking elevated level gonna do? Like we should have like had like context clues because like what else was gonna happen?
Was
Um,
there no foresight on your part in terms of like that being a possibility? It was just something that went over your head or just never entered?
it didn't like to be honest, I really didn't think about it as much as I should have. Like, had I have sat down and thought about it with like Dina and maybe some allies, like maybe would have came to the conclusion. But it never really was like a conversation. But I was kind of like, after it happened, I was like, okay, that makes sense because like, what else? Like, what else was it gonna be? But it's just been a round of I don't know. It's just been a round of around, and to be honest, like I even forgot that I couldn't vote. So, like, literally, I was like pre-voted in my fucking confessional, and like wasn't supposed to. So, whatever. So I'm just like
Around
fighting.
a round of around, and you forgot that you couldn't vote. Does this mean that this is like obviously your CPU, you're safe? Does this mean that this is a straightforward round? Does this mean that there's strategy happening without you because you are safe and don't have a vote? Like, what's the tea in your perspective?
Okay, not me getting 5 questions. But no, I think to me, to be honest with you, I think it's a little bit confusing in terms of what people base their votes off of, if that makes sense. Like, I think like half the time it's off of the leaderboard, sometimes it's off of personal connections, and sometimes it's off of the elemental chart. And like, I feel like people just use one of the three of those to like say that that's what they're basing their vote off of. But like, I hope that everyone just does what they want to do, like in terms of none of that. Like just do what you think is best for your own game. But like I feel like regardless, there's one of three things that you can like blame your vote on, and it's gonna be the elemental chart or the leaderboard or like your personal connections. Um, for me, I don't have to vote, but like if for some reason it ties, like that's a thing, I guess. But I've heard like so many different things today, and it's just come to a point of like I think this specific vote is going to be telling of like whether people are playing for the leaderboard or the elemental chart or their personal
Mm,
connection. It
mm.
comes to a point where it has to be one of the three, and I think this is going to be a telling thing.
I really like how you answered that, giving those 3 different ways people can vote. And that's going to actually segue part of this question and answer ceremony. I'm going to go to a veteran who's played this game as well before, too. Sharonica, you've played Paradise before. This isn't your first rodeo. You are in the final 7. Tonight, you're not vulnerable of going home. So, how important is it to be confident in how you're voting? Like, going deeper, one of those 3 types of votings is going to bode well better for you. It's either going into the final 7, voting personal connections could help or hinder you. Voting out somebody based off of leaderboard points could help and hinder you. And voting off the elemental chart could help and hinder you. But now that we're reaching the pointy end, which one is most important from a veteran's perspective?
Um, it would be wise at this point for people to do what's best for their game. And everybody have different, you know, perception of what's best for their game. Me personally, it's connection for me. And that's what I go off of. Like who like has been really talking game with me the longest and stuff like that.
So because gamers isn't just everybody gets one vote, like a typical Big Brother and Survivor game, is it at least for you, and because you've been to this point in the game before, right? It come to a point where somebody who can has a lot of voting power on you, and they are your good friend, they have that connection that you're talking about. Does it ever come to a point where the voting power that they have could send you out of this game? Does that ever outweigh, I've been riding with this person since the start, but like, do you see what I'm saying? Does that ever outweigh, or for you, is it just friendship all the way?
For me, it's yeah, loyalty all the way. Like if I get taken out or whatever, but that person makes it to the end, I still feel like I won because my ally won. You know what I mean? If that makes
Got
any
it.
sense.
Nope, it does. Thank you,
Can I
Sharonica.
touch on
And
that question, like
of
just
course, Peyton.
slightly? Like just slightly, can I touch on that question?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I just want to say, like, that's the very first thing that I noticed in this game was that one of my times three, which is like I feel like very valuable in this game, was against my own partner, which was like dramatic and like kind of sad at the same time. So I feel like it's in terms kind of like also a blood versus water situation. Like obviously some partners don't play the same. We've seen that this season. So like that's just what I wanted to say. Like not everyone had their own thing against their own part, like the times three against their own partner. So I feel like the voting chart sometimes is a little bit skewed and more dramatic than a lot of people think. So
Yeah. So like I'm willing to, you know, sacrifice my game if I'm next to my ally. Like I'm not gonna campaign against my ally. You know, I'll tell everybody to vote me out. If I'm
Got
in
it.
that
Did you
situation.
really
So
come? Did you really come and play 32, 35, 4 weeks to then at the tail end, Sharonica, be like, oh, you're my friends. It's between me and you. You could
I don't
stay.
I don't give a fuck.
We
Like,
can't hear you. Pick up your phone. Sorry.
can you hear me?
Yeah, you just sound muffled. That's all.
I said, I don't care. Like, you know, because there's still people in this game with three on me. But if you treated me well, like, I'm not gonna be targeting you because you have three on me. That's just me. I don't know.
Got it.
I know
Thank
it sounds
you, Drewski. The
stupid
floor is yours,
because
boo.
it's a game. People to play to win, but you know what I mean.
I
So,
do not, but I respect how you are writing.
Yeah.
can you hear me okay?
We can.
Perfect. So, my question goes over to Brian. So, obviously you played season 1 of Gamers where this was a completely different for like that was way more Big Brother, and now this is more like its own original format. How have you how have you been navigating this format, and has the voting chart, like Sandy mentioned prior, taken into your strategy, or are you still playing round by round like you mentioned previous debug?
Well, on my season one run, while it was so different, I did get out third, so like I don't really have much recollection of game. Um, as for how I'm navigating, Ooh, girl, it's been rough. I definitely have tried my best. I have very much thought to myself that if I don't win a competition or if I am not saved, like I do fear my time is up. I do think that because I've heard a lot of things, I've heard a lot of rumors, I've heard a lot of gossip that my head is wanted on a platter. It's honestly really hard to navigate at such a late point in time, knowing that there is quite a few people who want me out. And while I would love to play round by round, it's starting to give that if I don't win, I go home. So I really think that my priorities in this game right now is to fucking win a competition. Because if I can't win, then I do think that multiple people just send me out the door. And looking at the votes that people have against me, it's not that hard to send me out. So I don't know. The navigating of this game is really, really hard. And I I think I'm losing my closest ally tonight. Well, I don't think I'm losing it. I know I'm losing it. So yeah, it's just really hard. It's like really hard.
So if you think you're losing your ride or die duo partner tonight, what what does that entail, or what's the reason for people to keep your ride or die here?
I mean, as I said before, honestly, Peyton kind of clocked, and I'm gonna really sound like a broken record. I do think that the voting chart for the last two rounds, at least, like before we get into like a final five, are important because I do feel like there are two rounds left to vote someone out. And Zach, I do love you. I really do. But half the bitches here can't vote Zach out. And I think that taking into account your game and how you think that you should get to the end, if you end up against Zach, like how are you gonna stay unless you have an ally that has votes against Zach? And I mean, looking at the chart, the only people that have like votes against Zach are like one from Sharonica and then like me and Peyton. But what happens when me or Peyton are on the block against Zach and we can't vote against him? I do think that Rissa should stay, and not only because of that, honestly, there are 8 people left, and there are three duos still in. If you really think about it, if you stick with people who still have a duo left in the game, that's just the duos are going to get targeted until one from each duo goes home. So honestly, it's better to just stick with numbers than to let someone like Zach, who if he stays, honestly, I could see him getting to the finale. I could see Zach getting there because at the end of the day, if Zach stays, these duos are prying after his vote. And that's just what it's gonna be. I
Can
honestly think if
I ask
Rissa
a
goes,
question really
I
quick?
have something to say too when he's done.
I do think that if Rissa goes, who's prying after my vote? I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Can I ask
But
like a 10-second question, like production wise? Is he glitching for everyone, or do I need to restart my thing?
He's not glitching for
No,
you.
not glitching for me, Peyton.
Okay, so I'm like
Okay.
my video I think is fucked. Okay,
Got
thank
it.
you.
I do have a question for Brian because, like, yes, Rissa's on the block, but neither one of y'all reached out to me to, try to not vote for y'all. It's like y'all,
But I was trying to talk to you. I've been trying to talk to you.
No, we've been
You can't
talking,
say,
but we didn't talk about, you didn't, at no point did you be like, hey, can you keep me safe? Like, we didn't talk about that.
yeah, I know we didn't talk about that, but I was trying to get up to that and actually try to talk to you before this hour of this whole thing was happening, but you didn't talk to me at all. But Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I don't have, I mean, the last thing you said to me was you don't hate me. So, you know, I was I was like, well, they don't care about me voting, Rissa out or not. And I felt like, you know, at the like if you don't like try to do that with me, I feel like, I'm y'all target.
I'm gonna be so honest and so real because there's at this point in the game, there's no point in lying and hiding about how you feel. As much as I would love to come to you and have a conversation and talk game and like really put trust into you, time and time again, you have shown that you are going to target me in competitions. You're going to target me in like rounds. Like you froze me during the marshmallows. You set me back against LJ during circuit. And like I understand that we haven't talked much, but my thing is how do we build trust and loyalty if you just keep coming after me?
I mean, I'm not putting you on the block, I'm giving you a disadvantage and a challenge. It doesn't mean like I'm targeting you. You actually put me on the block last night. That was just
After you targeted me in 2 competitions.
Wait, can I ask a question? I have 2 questions, if possible, Brian.
Yeah.
So, first question is, in your plea made 100% sense. Like, I'll back you on that, Queen, icon at the moment. But I feel like that was like not a direct dig, but I feel like Dina and I are still in the game, and I feel like it was like this plea is against duos. So like, if Rissa stays, does that mean you want to work with us, or does that mean
My
like
thing, okay, my thing
if
is
she
like
goes home, does that mean you're against us? I feel like it was like a give or take
I
situation.
think that if Brissa stays, I think duos should stick together. And honestly, if Brissa goes, I mean, I'm still just gonna play how I've been playing. I mean, I'm not against anyone unless I've already went against you previously. So but I don't think people are gonna be pining for my vote, is what I was trying to say.
Okay, and then my second question is, when you did put Sharonica on the block, and I'm not trying to put you on blast. I honestly, this is just a question. But when you did put Sharonica on the block, and you said, like it's getting deep in the game now, and I feel like this is the right move. Like to me, it came across as if you were like, we've been working together this long, and like now I'm taking the opportunity to put you on the to me it felt like, oh, we've been working together, but like now we're so far in the game, like I have to do this. Like that's what it came across to me as. But now, like
I
you
mean,
said, like she was coming after you. So like, were you thinking about doing this before, or like, was it just like
I mean, if I had the opportunity to nominate, I would have nominated Sharonica. I mean, the only time that we worked together in this game was the round that Ivan shotgunned saving me and Rissa. But even in that conversation, Sharonica stated that Ivan made that decision without her. So, I mean, where really has the loyalty been this game? So we haven't really worked together in that sense. And when I said that it's getting deep into the game, I meant that as in a way that the last few rounds, I don't think Sharonica has been a target of anybody personally, in my perspective. So that's why I said since it's getting deep in the game, like it's time to put somebody up who I think hasn't experienced the block since early in the game. And honestly, I don't even when Sharonica has one on the
excuse
block.
me, I'm sorry. I've been on the block.
But as I was finishing, even when Sharonica has went on the block, it's been because of luck, not because Sharonica has been nominated.
Gotcha.
So can I
I
just
mean,
add in if real quick, if you want to see people on the block who haven't been on the block, does that mean you're going after Dina and Peyton who haven't been nominated yet?
That
right.
was my third question.
I mean, honestly, if we're really putting it all out there, I wouldn't go after Peyton, but I was told Dina was coming after me and wanted my head on a platter. So I was told she was coming after me for a few rounds now. And I just was shocked by that. So I mean, if she's
And who
not coming after me, like I'll have that conversation, but I was just told that she's been very much hard coming after me.
Gina, are you here to defend, or do you want me to speak for?
so I mean, since you being honest and you had no problem pinning the Ivan thing on me. You want to say who told you that?
Rissa?
Yes, I did.
So either Adina might be with her children, so I'm like she told me she might not be able to speak. I can't speak for her, but I can speak like obviously being the closest to her in this game. She personally has told me, Brian, she loves you personally 100%, but I don't think, and I can speak for myself and to Rissa and even to you, like I don't think our games have aligned in the sense that we've been working together for anything. So like now when it's time for like a game changing decision, it's probably hard for her to side with you when we've been working. Like that's just what I can say for like I don't know if that's how she feels, but like she has expressed that it's like she loves you, you guys kiki, you guys laugh, you guys make jokes. Like I know she loves you like down heart, personal to the center, but to the game sense, like I can't speak to if I feel like any of the four of us are that close in a game sense.
I just want to end with this. Like I said from the beginning, you know, any disadvantages I gave you, Brian, is because you talk to me the least in this game. Like I've talked more with everybody. I know more about people's personal lives. In here, I can't say 3 things I know about you or Rissa. Like you guys literally only hit me up when you're on the block.
No, I've never just hit you up when I was on the block though. I
To
could say the
talk
same thing
games.
for you then, but that has never been the case of me just hitting you up when you're on the block.
That's what it looks like in my DMs. I don't know because like I mean, yeah, you talk to me way more than Brian, that's for sure. But it's more like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm sick. And that's literally what our conversation is every day until, you know, either you guys are on the block or you guys are empowered to do something like and I'm on the block. Like it's literally just been that. But we haven't like actually talked about game, I don't feel like. It's just us making deals to not go for each other. But you know, if you feel like I'm targeting you, Brian, like I haven't been, you know, and you already know about the 6. Like if we did anything towards you, it was just in that moment when Ivan was around. Like that shit, you know, there was moments where you were the target, but you just didn't go up. And it just so happened when the live went on, people wasn't sticking to what they said it was gonna do. And, you know, it makes some of us look shady, but it really was a collective thing.
Okay. So, I mean, what it just gives is that Rissa goes home and then I'm the target to go next. If like a 6 was already together and working together.
No, I think that you guys are a target because you're on the top of the leaderboard. That
But it makes no
well,
sense for us to be a
I
target.
feel
But
like you would
I'm
be
just
a
gonna see
target
how.
because you're on the top, and Rissa would be a target because there's not enough votes to get her out.
But the same argument can be made against Zach.
But I have
I mean, the
7.
same argument can be made against a lot of people left in the game, honestly.
I
It's
And not
gonna
mean,
just
go.
Zach.
I can see how it's gonna go, and that's like I said. Either way, like how it goes, I'm not gonna be mad at nobody tonight. How it goes, it's a game at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna be mad how it goes at the end of the day. Zach, you know I like you. Like I know we didn't really talk that much, but it was never anything ever against you. Just so you know, like it was never anything against you at all. Because I love Derek.
Yeah,
Like love Derek. So it was never anything ever
no,
against
yeah,
you.
no
So
personal
you
feeling.
know, never personal. So like
It was just
however it
it was
goes,
bad luck on these nom sets,
yeah.
bro. Bad luck
It
on these.
just no, it
it
really was.
really was bad luck.
That's just how it was. So I just have a feeling of how however it goes, it's just gonna go one way. Like we were just saying, if Zach stays, I don't know who's gonna have the votes against him. It's going either way. Depending on, I'm just gonna be for real. Whoever stays is gonna go. It's gonna be either way. So it is what it is. Love you, Zach.
Okay, so Thank you all
Well,
for the
Zach, you
lively
could be my duo partner.
Thank you all for the lively discussion. Does anyone have anything else to say before I get to the glitches final, please?
Bye, Rissa. It was nice knowing you.
You're such a bitch.
Okay, then we are going to kick it over. We'll start with Rissa. You can go ahead and give your final plea.
I think a lot was already said. Ultimately, like it's gonna go. I can make the argument that if Zach stays, who's gonna have the votes against him? He can make the same arguments about me too. Either way, it's it's gonna be. It is what it is. I have a feeling low key what the outcome will likely be, depending on if either one of us stay. And like I said, I'm in my peepees. I'm not. I'm not gonna. If I go, I'm not gonna be like da 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 da. I hate y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm not gonna. That's not my style of going out. Guys, like would go in peace. Like I had my conversations with everyone. I don't hate anybody. It is what it is. I actually wish my regret is my one regret is not looking in depth at the charts because I did not know how most of these votes were gonna go. And I really didn't notice until Derek left how the chart actually was. So that's my one regret of not actually paying attention to the elemental chart throughout this whole thing. I was thinking Brian was pulling numbers out of his ass most of the times. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was thinking, where are these 0.5s and stuff coming from? I thought they were randomly like coming out of nowhere. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I literally was wondering where these numbers were coming from. So I literally did not pay attention to the chart until Derek said something. So, like, that's my one regret right there. But like I said, y'all do what y'all must. How it goes either way, I'm not gonna be mad. I promise, I will not.
Thank you, Rissa. Zach?
I'll keep it short and sweet. This live has gone on long enough. I've done enough of these speeches at this point. I would really like to stay. Nothing personal against Rissa. I have a whopping 7 leaderboard points. If I stay tonight, I'll have 12. I've done garbage in every challenge except for the spelling bee. And I don't think we're gonna have another one of those. So, keep me around. Thanks.
Thank you both. Good luck.
It's like a one.
I need
Like repeat.
those of you who are debugging to make your way over to your RAM unit and either confirm or send in your debug, and I'll be back shortly.
Does anyone want to do shots while we wait? Sunday fun day, I hear. Yeah. Rissa.
Okay, I have the results. Once I read the results, the decision is final. That gamer will have a few moments to say their goodbyes and leave. I can tell you LJ has failed to vote, so he has received a strike. One more, he will be removed. So by a debug score of, let me just make sure I'm doing it right. By a debug score of 4-3, Rissa, it's game over. You can go ahead and unmute and say your goodbyes.
I'm sorry, I just had Okay, so I had fun. Um, I said I don't have no problems against nobody. We should keep in touch, y'all. We should play another game one of these days. Like, I don't have any problem. Brian knows me. Like, I'm just like, let me get all the friends I can. Like that's my thing. Like, I have nothing against nobody. Thanks for the people that tried to keep me here, Brian. Thank you for trying, attempting. But it was fun, Brian. Like I wasn't gonna do another game. I kept saying I was retired. I was not playing nothing else. So I had a fun time. Despite me going home now, I had a fun time. And yeah, thank y'all. Y'all should hit me up. Yeah, follow me in some socials. Like, come on.
Oh my god.
Rissa, I just want to say, when Brian brought you in, I didn't know what to expect, but from the moment you started talking in our pregame chat, I was like, oh, she is in it to win it, and you're fantastic. And just watching you play, just being a silent assassin in the background, winning all these quests out of nowhere. I think you've won like 4 quests, so that's fantastic
And
on
that's
your
what
end.
surprised me because I suck at comps. And for
And
me
you
to
were
be
winning them.
beasting it this season,
Girl, you got those puzzles in 10 seconds, please.
like I'm surprised. Brian knows I fucking suck.
Yeah, I brought her in to be social and
Dina has not stopped talking about you getting that good score on those puzzles, period.
Yeah, and you were
Like
you were like
I
you were
surprised
very well
myself.
rounded. You were very well
So
rounded, and we are just so happy that you decided to take Brian up and play. You were a joy.
she had no choice.
Definitely. If we reach out to you, hope you accept an invite back because you are
I might not be retired anymore. We'll see.
yes, I
See.
feel you. But thank you so much for putting your all into it. I'm definitely gonna miss you. I know all of Prod feels the same way about you as I do. I don't think he's here. John isn't here, but John absolutely adores you. So,
Oh,
and
I
I
love
will
John
kick you
too.
over to Sandy.
You were for real John's favorite. So when he watches back at this, he's definitely going to need us to wipe his tears.
Oh,
I
Girl,
want to
wipe
first of
mine
all
out.
thank Brian for obviously bringing you on. So thank you, Brian. Good looks.
Of
We
course.
always have trouble sometimes finding females. So the fact that you were willing and able and gave it your all, you know your personality and you know the personalities of the people you played with. So I feel like you just brought a nice demeanor, a different change to the game that's needed in a game about all these different people. And I truly appreciate that. I'm gonna miss that. I think that had you not gone tonight, you I I would have had hopes for you. You know what I mean? I don't want to say you were gonna win, but had you not gone tonight, there's a potential for you to really I don't know, eat shit up. So we will see how the rest of the game plays out. But Rissa, thank you so much for just playing. You were part of Paradise. You were part of the I Want Entertainment community. We host other games, minis, all this other stuff. So yeah, hope to see you around these parts. Love you, Mina, and thank you so much.
love
Damn,
y'all
I
too.
outlasted you in another fucking game.
Brian, I'm not surprised. Like, come on now. You're acting like this is like surprise. Like, I'm surprised actually I made it this far. So
I'm I'm gonna cry. I don't want to.
I almost cried because of what Prod said, because that was really sweet actually. Like,
I don't want to play without you, but girl, I'm gonna give them bitches a run for their money, baby.
you
I'm doing
better
this for me and you now.
like give come on, give a show now. Like, let's
But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna
let's
give a show, but I'm gonna keep it classy. I'm
yes,
gonna give a show, but keep
keep
it
it
classy.
keep it classy for me, please. Like,
You
you
will.
know,
You will.
I don't wanna watch back these things and see mess. Like, come on now. Like let's keep it classy. that last one before, that was a whole bunch of mess. Like, it's not. Let's keep it cute, but y'all
Yes,
have
just
fun.
real.
Y'all have fun and be nice to each other. Like,
This
just
isn't the last we see of you, though. We will see you on finale night, where you get to give your statement, and may the best not get may the best of you not get knocked out. So thank you,
oh,
thank you, thank
okay.
you. Thank you
All
so much
right,
again for playing.
of course.
We'll talk to you later,
Bye,
Rissa.
Rissa. You have
Bye,
access to the
Rissa.
jury.
Bye.
Do you have access to the lounge now
Good
with the other
game.
jurors?
Cool, cool, cool. Bye, guys.
I love
Bye.
you.
And as Rissa falls, 7 of you remain. Congratulations on making it to the final 7. The end is in sight. We have 2 more levels before the gauntlet hits. We are based on schedules. And again, some people messaged me, some did not, but I should have most of it. We are shooting for finale a week from today. We are shooting for Sunday. Sunday the 3rd is what we are shooting for. So that means we're going to be doing the 2 rounds in the gauntlet within the next 7 days. So just keep that in mind. So by a week from today, we will have an ultimate gamer, and it will be one of the 7 of you. I will let you know. I'm scared the crap out of me. I forgot we had a dog. God. No, you're good. The final 7, you will be competing in the next thing. I have to double check schedule. It may start. It's not going to be live, probably. I'll let you know, though. It's probably not live. It's probably a non-live meet with us kind of thing. But your next level is none other than Marina. So we will be playing Marina, where you will bid on CPU, corruptor, a right to debug. We will tell you what the elevation is. Should I tell him now, Sandy? I could probably tell him what the elevation is now.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're putting everybody's name on a wheel. You don't have to pay anything to get a free ticket. We're putting everybody's name on a wheel. If it lands on your name, I will let you know you earned a free ticket into one of the events. All the events are going to cost 10 leaderboard points. The elevation, it's really, really, really snowstorming out there. So we can't see anything in front of us. So we are just going to tell you the titles of all the quests and not if it's for CPU, corruptor, or debug. So up to you based on the title, which you're going to play. We won't tell you what event it is for. But each one costs 10. Obviously, you can play all 3 if you want, 2, 1, whatever you want to do. But that is the elevation for this level. Again, I will let you know. It's probably going to be non-live. We'll probably post it tomorrow night, probably due Tuesday. And potentially Tuesday may be the next debug. So, but that is all I'm going to read you the leaderboard standings right now. So, let me look. In first is Brian. In second is Dina. In third is Peyton. In fourth is Mona. In fifth is Sharonica. In sixth is Zach. And in 7th is LJ. And Sandy will post the updated graphic at some point, but that is the leaderboard totals so far. But that is all we have for you tonight. Congratulations on making it to the final 7, and good luck in Marina. Thanks, y'all.